Fall, my favorite time of year. But I had a question. How do I combine whiskey and my favorite season? I know, by putting this inside this. I know it's dumb, but let's do it anyway. So yes, that's not a lie. That's not clickbait. I am going to put whiskey in this pumpkin. Did I plan this out very well? I did not. You will find out about that later. However, step one, grab the biggest knife you have and cut open the top of the pumpkin. As you can see, I'm having a horrible time with this, so let's skip ahead to the fun cleaning out portion of the pumpkin cleaning. Alright, look at that gooey goodness in there. Time to clean all that out with my trusty big ol' spoon here. I'm not going to bore you with the entire cleaning out process, don't worry. So I'm going to fast forward a bit. So I had this idea. Again, it was probably ill-advised. I wanted to see what would happen if I just put some whiskey in a pumpkin. Would I get a bunch of the flavors out of the pumpkin sides like you do with oak? And how long could I put this in the pumpkin before it got all disgusting? Turns out, not long at all. Spoiler alert. However, I thought this was going to be fun, and it was. The results were not what I wanted. Okay, it looks like I'm almost done here. Now, I should have saved the seeds to roast, but I didn't because, I did not plan this out very well. This was basically done on a whim. But I'm just pulling out all the last strands on the side. The good thing that happened with the spoon was that when I was digging out, it actually made a bunch of grooves in the side of the pumpkin. You might be able to see those when I lift the pumpkin up after it's done. But I would have thought that the whiskey would have gotten into those grooves really nicely and gotten some of those influences from the pumpkin. Okay, it's all cleaned out. There's just one more thing to do. Put a handle of Jack Daniels into the pumpkin. Now, I picked Jack Daniels for two reasons. Number one, a handle's like $45. Number two, it's low enough proof that I figured that it would be able to get a lot of the flavors out of the pumpkin instead of maybe a higher proof whiskey that already has a lot of good flavor itself. So definitely the standard Jack Daniels is a lot lighter bodied whiskey and again, cheap. So this actually took a long time to pour out. I was again stupid. Didn't plan this out very well. I could have taken that plastic topper off. But alas, I did not. So let me just skip to the end when all the whiskey is in the pumpkin. Alright, there go the last few drops. Let it sit there for a little bit. Let the drops settle from the top to the bottom. Get everything that we can in there. Boom, now the bottle is empty. Let's look at the whiskey in the pumpkin. Now, you can already see some floaties there. Those floaties don't get any better. Again, another spoiler, but there you have it. Jack Daniels is in the pumpkin. Now, how long can it stay in there? We're going to find out. Okay, this is day 10 of the pumpkin experiment. Now, you guys know something about me. I am impulsive and stupid. Something that I didn't think about with this was fruit flies. So, yes, there are fruit flies in there. The stuff floating is just the inside strands of the pumpkin. But I had a bunch of fruit flies in my house, and I was like, why is that? Well, I'm dumb. But there you go. That's the inside pumpkin spaghetti with some floating fruit flies. We're going to take a sip of that, get some whiskey and some extra protein. Okay, we're going to drain this pumpkin like we're at a barrel pick. I'm not going to use a drill, but I am going to use a drill bit because it has a nice stopper on it in case we need to plug it. Bruh. So after numerous fails with the drill bit, I went to the trusty old knife and I just stabbed that thing in there as much as I could to get it to drain like I expected it to. There we go. Okay, that did not go well. That was not the way I thought this was going to happen. I was picturing a month in a pumpkin, something cool would happen, but no, I had an idea. I'm impulsive and I rushed it. But you know what? Was it fun? A little. If you can see, I had a bunch of difficulties just getting the whiskey out of the pumpkin. I thought my drill bit was long enough. I don't think it was. It was just slowly leaking out. I had to get a knife, jam it in there. Finally got it out. And then as soon as I did that, I was like, oh no, I can't stop it because I made a too big of a hole. So I went outside, threw it out there, and now I'm back. So look at this disgusting cloudy whiskey. Would I do it again? Probably not. I shouldn't have kept it in the garage. That was the first big issue. Fruit flies. Didn't even hit me. There's a lot of sugar in whiskey, and that's dissolving the side of the pumpkin, and it's making a really sweet aroma. It didn't smell that bad, to be honest with you. However, in the glass, very, very squashy. Kind of like a sweet potato. Maybe. Now, I'm only taking one sip of this. There are dead fruit flies inside of here. I'm just here to see what happened. What I want to do in the future is buy some staves and do some barrel aging stuff. That will be super fun. You can buy stuff that have pre-seasoned sherry and other stuff on it. Those are the things that I would like to do. Anyway, let's take a sip of this blasphemous thing. Now, this is just Jack Daniels in here. Is it pumpkin spice Jack Daniels? Nope. Is it going to be better than original Jack Daniels? Probably not. But it is going to be better than Coalition. And that's all that matters. Here's a sip. All right. Okay, it might not be better than Coalition. Okay. Yeah, okay, that was disgusting. This was clearly just an experiment. It was a bad, failed experiment. But if you have any ideas of how I can do some extra experiments with whiskey, I don't know what they would even be. But if you got some ideas, comment down below. Because I want to do things like this. Barrel aging is one thing, but if there's some experiments that you guys can think of what to do to maybe just do something that people haven't done with whiskey yet, some unique thing, I don't know. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a like, please. I might throw up after this. Not subscribed yet? Make sure you do so. It's one of the best ways to support me. If you're not a member yet, consider doing so. That goes directly to me. Thank you to all members already. You guys are great. But as always, see you guys next time, and cheers.